Hey, so um, I actually wanted to just wait small. I said, let me just wait small before I give my own breakdown concerning the whole match because I had one or two things that I wanted to add. Do you understand me? So now, number one, Mikel Arteta. Is this the result you actually wanted? Because you said you were convinced that you will walk away, with your the result that you wanted. So is this the result? Um, See, there's one thing about Mikel Arteta, and it's one of the reasons why even the fan base of Arsenal, some of them they vex for Arteta. It's not just because he has not won anything, big. You understand? It's not just because of that, but because this man just knows how to talk. He just knows how to talk. I remember one time, Bernardo Silva also came out to talking about, after that was after the won. Even yeah, Rodri. Yes, Rodri came out one time too, talking about Arsenal. That was after they had won the league. Sometimes, sir, Mikel Arteta, it is wise that you keep short until after the result. Do you understand me? Just as the way Marco Silva did, you got a draw against Manchester United, and then you came out and you wanted to talk. It's simple. It's okay. We understand. But no go just dey chon when you know say you never do anything yet. Chill, bro. This is a problem. This is since 2013. You have not won. As a matter of fact, you were a player the last time Arsenal won at Anfield. That's to tell you how difficult this ground can be for not just Arsenal. This tell you how difficult this ground can be. Yet you go just come out, wow, they talk. Anyways, that one aside, let's get into the match proper. Very good game actually. I feel like it was a really balanced game. Okay, just that at some point, although they had fewer times when the team was pressing. Now I'm talking about the team press. I'm not talking about individual press because that was one thing that was really evident. The team press was fewer than Liverpool's team press. Understand me? Now they had a couple of touches in the box of the Liverpool side, and that was down to also what I don't want to say. What I don't know what I'll call it brilliant, but that was also down to what Noni Madueke did. Okay, it was down to what Noni Madueke did because Noni Madueke was really a live wire to the point that even when he switched, at some point he had to beat his marker. I can't, was it Konate that he actually just used leg pass ball come out before Alisson Becker came out and got the ball. You understand? So it was really effective. Now Milos Kekes, what a fine lad! What a fine lad! He did a low man's job. Having having 25 out of 30 accurate passes, making it 83 percentage, and 2 out of 3 tackles won, which is good. Of course, 1 last man tackle, 5 clearances, 5 out of 5 ground dwells won, and then 2 out of 4 aerial dwells, which you understand your height you're not one of the tallest. But what a fine game! What a fine game that young man had. When you look at the Arsenal side, you could say Madueke was one of the best players in the squad that day. Yesterday, Madueke was one of the best players, but yet he had to be matched by one of the best players as well. Do you understand? He had to be matched by one of the best players. Okay, so kudos to Milos Kekes. He actually did a very good job. I loved everything he did. Now, the centre-back pairing was somewhere that I was really scared of. Okay, as a Liverpool fan, I was really scared of the centre-back pairing because we all know Ibrahim Konate somewhat has been making wrong decisions. Do you understand? And obviously, I feel like the whole Real Madrid links, the entire head is in two minds. Should I go to Real Madrid? Should I push for the move? I feel like that also affected him. But yesterday, he did a very good job in partnering with Virgil van Dijk. And guess what? There's one thing about this: when you are a team that has that focal presence, that's top nine. Most of the times, these teams do not usually survive where there is a Virgil van Dijk pairing. Go and watch it. Even Erling Haaland, when there is a Virgil van Dijk pairing, most of the time, this team, if you observe, it is mostly the wingers that are usually, the goal scorers against Van Dijk's pairing. Most of the times. Now, don't go and get me wrong. I am not saying that the attackers don't score. No. But most of the times, it is the wingers that usually get the goals. Or if you're a very mobile attacker, If you're top line and you're very, very, very mobile, then example, Alexander Isak. That mobility, that ability to shoot from far as well, you understand, it's always there. But then again, let's get back. Now, our right back position, Dominik Szoboszlai. Somehow, Szoboszlai, they make me the reason. See, how I wish we don't have a right back. Then we go use Szoboszlai as a right back. But that would not be good. But what a player, what a man. Now, Szoboszlai starts for yesterday's match. 1 goal, which is of course the winning goal, 5 recoveries, 6 clearances, 2 tackles. He was dribbled past only once, 80 touches, 5 long balls, 3 duels won, and 100% aerial duels won. That was a complete performance from Szoboszlai. A very, very complete performance from Szoboszlai. Like, I don't know how you're doing it, and you're doing it in very difficult matches. Going away to playing against Newcastle, it's not be beans. It's no child's play. And yet you're going out of your own natural position to now play as a right back. And yet you're getting man of the match performances back to back. Back to back. As a matter of fact, I feel like Liverpool, we do not have a real, free kick specialist. Okay? Liverpool do not have, because immediately Trent left, I don't think that there was anybody that we could look at and say, this one are the Trent quality. Now, I'm not saying Szoboszlai is the Trent quality in terms of free kick, but what a beauty of a free kick. And I feel like, hey, going on, we should be able to be seeing more of this from Szoboszlai. I strongly feel so, because his teammates, even Gekes, came out and said he's always practicing free kicks. So it's like a responsibility, something. Now he's taking it upon himself. There is no Trent Alexander-Arnold. Maybe I should be tasked with taking this ones. And hopefully he continues to bang in goals. What a goal. What a superb goal. So now in the middle of the park, Zubimendi is actually a great player, honestly speaking. Although he had not so great stats yesterday. 1 out of 8 duels won, 0 tackles won. 3 times was dribble pass, 3 times, and of course committed about 3 fouls. Now, he's not the kind of player. He's the kind of player that just, Spanish players now, they're not really looking at physicality. What they tend to do is most of the times using the brain to play. Now, Zubimendi is actually a good player. He's a very good. Like, when it comes to the tempo of the game, he knows how to change the tempo of the game. You understand? One of his key attributes is his ability to pick pocket of spaces. He picks this pocket of spaces, and then when you give him the ball, he knows what to do. These are people that they want to scan. Okay? But these people would only thrive as well when you have physical players around them too. When you have people that are ready to run for them. When you have these people, because Zubimendi is not the kind of defensive midfielder that would want to be winning the tackles won, the recoveries. He's not the kind of player that does that. That is not his game. That is not his game. It's just like the Jorginho, or even the Sergio Busquets. Again, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying they don't put in tackles, but it is not really their game. That's why there's a difference between this person and the likes of Moises Caicedo. Caicedo is ready to get in the tackles. Caicedo is ready to go into the duels. Caicedo is ready to not just go in, but is ready to also win these duels. Do you understand? There are 2 different kinds of defensive midfielders. Okay? But these kind of people are, these men, as I said, pick pocket of spaces, try to change the tempo of the game. So you also need good players around you to be able to, because on a couple of occasions, there were times when you are seeing the ball go straight into the midfield. It pierces through the midfield. Virgil van Dijk was capable of doing that a lot of times. Like, straight down middle passes, his passes were just really into the middle. And that is really the Arne Slot kind of football, not even the side. The side is not really Arne Slot kind of football. Arne Slot's like is football to be played through the middle. So 1-2 pass, it's easy for it to get to the attacker. Do you understand? Now, Gravenberch on the other hand, he's got the turn, he's got the positioning as well, but Gravenberch is also ready to muzzle out, go in, put in the tackles. Do you understand? And I will really give kudos to Gravenberch, because yesterday, McAllister was not really into play. Was not really into it. However, you still had the Gravenberch that was able to cover up. One of the reasons why we never saw too much of Mikel Merino, was because of Ryan Gravenberch. As a matter of fact, somebody like Gravenberch should have even won the player of the match. But come on, the strike alone cancelled that. The strike alone, because Gravenberch was a superb player. His movement off the ball as well. He's a workaholic, somebody that is ready to work everywhere. And I don't know how he does these things. Against Newcastle United, he had a good game, but yet he got a yellow card early. Yet he also got a yellow card early, but he was able to manage himself. And he was a proper risk taker. He knows how to use his body very, very well. These are one of the differences between Zubimendi and Gravenberch. Gravenberch knows how to use the body to shield an opposition as compared to Zubimendi. So these people are two different players. Okay, these people are two different players. The other one, they are good players. They are good players, but they are just really two different players. And as I said, there was a time I also said this thing last season. If Gravenberch should stay fit, if Brian Konate should stay fit, I said Liverpool was going to win the league. Now, I'm not saying they'll win the league, but I'll leave that there. I'll leave that there. And then let me even talk about Gravenberch stats. Yeah, Gravenberch had 82% accurate passes, successful dribbles 2 out of 2, 4 over 5. That's 80% duels won, 7 recoveries, and then 100% tackles won, 6 passes into the final third, and 1 chance created. That is the work of Ryan Gravenberch. So you see that it's not just balls into the final third is there. That says a lot about his mobility from defense to attack. It was always, trying to be there. Do you understand me? So I even feel like if a McAllister was okay, because I feel like McAllister is not fully fit, but if McAllister was fully fit, okay, McAllister was fully fit, I feel like McAllister would have allowed Gravenberch to even go forward more safe and even provide more going forward. But just because it was not really there, Gravenberch also had to try to cover up and everything. But hey, we know who McAllister is. Now Florian Wirtz. See, let nobody deceive you. Let nobody deceive you. Already, I am seeing good signs of Florian Wirtz. Already, if you go and try to say you want to check the stats, there are good signs of Florian Wirtz. He was trying to be everywhere. Yes, he did not score. He had 1 shot on target. Yes, he did not score. There was a time, there was this decision where I think it was David Raya that played the ball, and then I felt like he would have just quickly squared the ball to Mohamed Salah, but he had to beat the marker. I think he had 100% dribbles won. His first touches are usually good. So, see, to me, still let me know your thoughts in the comment section. To me, Florian Wirtz did not score a goal, didn't give an assist, but he had a good game. And just with time, you would understand that this guy is a fine player. See, I am not saying this because I'm a Liverpool fan, but if you go and watch the match again, sit down, watch only Florian Wirtz. Watch the match again, look at only Florian Wirtz, and you will not pick too many things that you say he did wrong. Or if you want to compare it on the balance of skill, on the scale, what he did right was way higher than what he did wrong. So I will not want to come and start bashing him, blah, blah, blah. No, he actually had a good game too, but probably not what you wanted to see. Now in the attack, Ugo Ekitike, I loved everything he did. I don't know why Arne Slot keeps removing him. I don't know why. Maybe he's trying to protect him or feeling like he's not really there. Mo Salah, we always know Mo Salah to be this. He will not show. Before you know, bam, he has given assist. Before you know, bam, he has scored a goal. One of the highlights you say about Mo Salah was the whole turning of Ricardo Calafiori, and that was basically it. Although he was also guilty of making some sort of some decisions that I just felt like, Baba, you'd have done it this other way rather than doing it this way. Do you understand me? So that's just basic Mo Salah. We all know the Mo Salah. We know how he did, And then now for the Arsenal side, I feel like their midfield was just very, very rigid. I feel like the Arsenal midfield was rigid, okay? Because you needed a chief creator. Why not you just play maybe one area at number 10? Maybe because this guy is just coming from injury. You don't want to risk it. It's fine. It's okay. Why don't you play him? Because definitely it would give a more creative spark than the Merino that was there. Merino, let's not forget, yes, he knows how to score the goals, but he doesn't know how to give the passes. The passes that you see, this one is able to create a goal. Not saying he has not done it before, but it's not his thing because he's a defensive midfielder. So it's either he's a defensive midfielder or he's a top nine. So that creativity was really lacking. So if he had used maybe one Neri and play number 10, would have possibly be better. Or maybe start your Martin Odegaard. Or you have a Eberechi on the bench. Why not start Eberechi? Why not start him? You know, let him play as a number 10. He can always do that as well. He's got the ability to also shoot from far. You know, so why sometimes the defense is cagey, we needed people that can shoot from far. Martin Odegaard can always do that for you. You need people that can shoot from far accurately. And Eberechi is one of those persons that can do that. Do you understand? So Mendy is not the person that will be shooting from far to score for you. Declan Rice, okay, you could say Declan Rice, but how long or how often does he do it? You know? Merino, no. You know, so I just feel like he made a mistake. He was trying to be really defensive. Okay, he was really trying to be defensive and then hoping that something comes up. But it just did not work. And then the whole set piece thing, they had about 8 set pieces, 8 corner kicks rather, and Liverpool's 3 corner kicks. Not scoring shows a lot about, you know, the defending yesterday by the Liverpool players. It showed it was a great deal. Now, I don't want to talk about their defense because Mosquera replacing William Saliba, it was really balanced. There was no faults, there was no mistake. This is not, you know, who down to even call that is QVO, some persons will complain or nothing. But it was a balanced, you know, Mosquera's performance. So I don't want to say they missed him because, of course, Liverpool still did not even score via normal this thing. It was just through a set piece. Anyways, just let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Tell me what you think. Tell me what you think concerning everything I've said. Just let me know your thoughts in the comment section. And Arsenal fans, communicate. Let me know what you think. Let me know what you think. What do you think Mikel Arteta lacks? What do you think, you know, and the Slot did very well? Do you understand me? Just let me know your thoughts on the match.